So today I'm going to show you how to install the latest version of 86box, the IBM PC system emulator. New additions. It's now got a virtual machine selector, which it didn't have before. You just had the one machine. If you wanted to use it like that, you had to download a front end, but now that's built into it. So the first thing you need to do is go to 86box.net and download the latest stable release. And as of this video in August 2025, it's version 5. Now underneath it's got a list of all the different changes, and there's absolutely tons of them, as you can see, so you can have a run down them at your own leisure and have a look at what's been updated. So if you go to the bottom of the page and then you just select the version that you're wanting. So for me it's Windows, or they do Mac and Linux as well. So you download the version you want. You will also need the 86box ROMs for the machines. So if you search for those in Google, it's the top one, the GitHub, and then just download the ROM set there at the side. This always gets updated to the latest versions that are out at the time. So once you've got those files, you just need to unzip them into a folder. So I unzip mine into 86box. When you unzip it initially, it will only come up with these 3 files at the bottom. Then you need to create a ROMs folder in it, and then unzip the ROMs folder into that folder, so they're in there. You will also need a ISO of the Windows version that you're wanting to install. Bear in mind, if you're downloading Windows 95 or in Windows 98, you will need the 3¼ inch floppy image. So the place I got them from, which worked for the floppy drive, was called allbootdiscs.com, and then just download the floppy drive of what you want, so whether it's Windows 98 or Windows 95. As you can see, the boot disk images are there. You will also need the ISO file. Now if you search online, I think WinWorld does them, or something like that. Search for the ISO file, or internetarchive.org does them as well. So once you've got all the relevant files, you go into 86box and then you click on the application, and it will come up with a blank screen like this, where it says no machines found to start off with. Now also, if you don't want the hassle of creating your own machine, if you go onto internetarchive.org and search for 86box VHD, which are virtual hard drives, you can actually download pre-made ones and just install them in. When you set up the hard drive, just install them as that drive and it will load up. Bear in mind though, however they've been set up might not match your configuration. So if you've selected, for example, 3DFX 3000 graphics card, you will have to install those drivers into that machine as you would a normal PC to get them to work right. So that's why I prefer setting my own up and then keeping that as like a backup basic one, and then add to it or take away from it. So if we go to new machine and new configuration, this is going to be Windows 98, but it's the same for Windows 95 as well. Windows 98. You can display the name if you want. I don't want to bother with that. So then click on finish. And this is where we're actually setting up the machine that we want to boot to. So I will go with SuperSocket 7, the Gigabyte motherboard. And then you can select which processor you want. Go with Intel Pentium 200. The memory, I shall select 256. Obviously you can set whatever you want on it. It makes no difference. It's whatever machine you want to look at. So for the display, I don't want CGA because that's 3 colours, but that's interesting anyway. I think I'm going to go with a Voodoo 3000. The input device will have a mouse and also a joystick. The sound, I'm going to go for the PC Sound Blaster 128, but you can go with the AWE32 or whichever you want. I'll go with that one there. The network card, you can set it up if you want. I'll leave that blank, and same with the comms. The storage controllers, you just leave blank. So for the hard disk, I'm going to, and this is where if you've got one, you can select existing, specify where it is, and then select that hard drive if that's what you wanted to boot up. Well, I don't want to do that, I want to create a new one. So we create new one, file name 98. We'll make it, let me think, 2 gig. So it's a custom large. Click OK. Remember to partition and format it, which we need to do in a minute. Right, so now floppy and CD-ROM drives will have a 3¼ inch 144, and I don't need anything in that one. And for the CD drive, we'll just have a tappy CD drive in there. Or is it 10? I'll use it as 01. Other removable devices I'm not bothered about at the moment, so we'll click OK. And then that's set up your basic machine just there, which you can see. So that will be your machine that boots up. So now if we click on the play button there, first thing I want to do is just insert the floppy drive before it boots up. So go to where you've unzipped your boot disk. Mine is there. It's second edition, sorry. Click open, and also do the same for your Windows 98 CD. Click open, and now hopefully Control Alt and page up makes the screen bigger or smaller. It should load into your floppy drive so that you can now format your made C drive. So there we go. So start computer with CD-ROM support. This is now installing all the necessary drivers to be able to install Windows 98. So now it's telling us that obviously it's detected a C drive, but it's not formatted, and it needs a partition on it. So it should take me to the A prompt in a second. There we go. So then we run fdisk to format the C drive we've just created. Yes, want to create partition 1. Create primary partition 1. Yes. So escape to enter fdisk. What I'll do now is I'll reset it first. So I'll just reset the machine. So it recognises the hard drive we've just created. So as you can see there, it says LBA 2 GB and the CD-ROM underneath. So if we go to D, which is now the RAM drive, and we go format C /S, so we can put the system on it. It'll say, are you sure you want to format it? Yes, proceed with format. There we go, and now it's formatting the 2 gig drive. Well, they said 2 terabytes then, but it's not 2 terabytes, 2 gigabytes. Different times. And there we go, so we call that Win98. So now on C, which is the thing, there we go, we've got command com, so now it's a system drive. So now we can go back to the setup for Windows 98, setup, and hopefully this should take us to the setup page, which is now installing Windows 98. So it's now copying the files needed, and there we go, we're into the setup. So now you just follow the instructions on the screen to install Windows 98. One thing I would recommend doing while it's doing this is go onto archive.org and download whichever drivers, CDs you've set up. So like for mine, I've downloaded the Voodoo 3000 ISO and also the Sound Blaster one, because as with a real computer, once it's set up you need to install the drivers relevant for each of those systems you've installed. So install that next, and it's now preparing the directory, and we'll copy the files over. So we'll come back in a minute once it's done all that. So one thing you will need to do as well, just while we're on this, we'll need to remove the initial floppy disk, because it asks us to create a startup disk. So if you click on the little icon down here, at the right mouse button, eject, it's now taking it out, exactly the same with the CD. And then we can go back in, select the country, so it's United Kingdom, startup disk next, it'll start to do it, and then you just click on cancel to skip creating the startup disk, and then click next, and it's now starting to copy over the files that it's installed in Windows 98. So we now just need to insert our details. Accept the agreement. It's going to ask you for a product key, which I'm sure you can find via Google. I'll click on finish, and now it should start to finish the setup. So we're just going to set up the time zone. So for me it's, oh no, it's not that. Oh, bippy neck. It's, come on, where are you? There we go, Greenwich Mean Time. It's not the 25th, it's the 26th. Apply that, click OK. Now it's going to do the control panel settings. So now we can log into Windows 98. So it's going to do the initial setup of all the files. Click on next, next. I don't want that, I want it on CD-ROM, because that's where your Windows 98 CD-ROM is. So it should now install the things it can. Go, and now we're doing it. Now if you notice, the screen is a bit, not very many colours, but that's because we haven't installed the proper graphics driver yet. So if we don't want to show this next time, so turn that off, close that. So what we need to do now is, if we minimise the screen and eject, it's the middle mouse button as well to release the mouse. If we eject Windows 95 and insert driver CDs in the 3DFX one, click on OK, and that should automatically boot up. Open it full screen again, and there we go. Just move that down so it looks like we've read the thing. There we go, yes. And that will reset now and reinstall those drivers. So now if we go to properties, you can see that the settings are now on high colour because it's recognising the 3DFX card. And you can obviously change the size if you want to do that. Okay, keep that, yes, okay. So now we've got a normal window. But if you notice, we had no sound, so let's correct that now. So first thing we need to do is, as before, come out and change the CD. So eject that one, and then we'll add in the sound one. So a Sound Blaster PCI 128. Back into this, make it full screen again, and there we go. So it's booted up. So English. Not bad about Adobe Acrobat or that. We just want the Sound Blaster. This. We click OK, and this should install the driver for that. I don't want to register it because I don't think you can register VMware things. There we go. Click OK. The creative background. Click next. Click yes. Install that. Full installation. Click next. And now it'll install those drivers for us. Finish that. We should have to restart the machine in a moment. So we have sound, but if you noticed, it's really garbled. So this is solely relying on the speed of your processor.
Please select a race course. Beginner.
So as you can see, the speed of it is really slow on my machine, so you do need a fast machine to get the full effect from this, from the 86 box.
Start your engine.
Especially compared to the PCM, which can run stuff pretty well. It's the wrong button again.
select a race course. Beginner. Please choose manual or automatic transmission.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
So it's not much faster, but when you come to the game, as you can see, it's a lot faster. Still got the screen that's not working right, but as you can see, it's a lot smoother because it doesn't use accurate emulation, I don't believe. I think 86 box is more accurate, so it runs more stuff, but you just need a powerfuler CPU because it's single core. It'd be good if they made it so that it could use multiple cores of your machine, and it gives you that option then. So in conclusion, 86 box it's a good little emulator. Obviously you just need a more powerful processor. Mine's an i5-10400, so it's not the most powerfulest in the world no more. It's really, I suppose, it's not even mediocre no more. But if you've got a high-end CPU, it relies solely on the single processor speed. But it's still a good emulator, and I hope this guide's helped you set it up. And I shall see you again soon. Thank you for watching.